Welcome back to Limcube Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100% taking Breath of the Wild by a bit every day until the sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, comes out, which is today in 56 days. I did actually play a little bit off stream. I didn't get any Koroks or anything. All I did is I warped away after yesterday's recording and repaired the Boulder Breaker, which is obviously an extremely powerful weapon to take care of these Taluses, which I will focus on a little bit, because I still need 10,000 money to activate things like Fairy Fountains, etc. You can see how much damage they do. I didn't even do the reverse strategy, where you basically face your back to the enemy and then immediately kill them. I will show you this on the next rare Talus. But yeah, that's basically the plan for today, killing some Taluses. I need much more money. I might have to do this for another episode, because we need a lot, again, 10,000. But I want to rant a little bit about the potential tutorial section of Tears of the Kingdom today, because it's something that's on my mind a lot, as it's something that I will see a lot. In case if you don't know, I've probably seen the Great Plateau around 5,000 times, and that's not an overstatement, because you have to do the Great Plateau in every single speedrun. There is still no plateau skip. It doesn't matter if you're doing any percent all hosts, like I've been jokingly doing recently, or 100%, you have to do the Great Plateau at the start. Now, the Great Plateau is pretty much known to be one of the best tutorial sections in video games of all time. I've even heard people say that this is where the game peaked for them, as it has pretty much everything that the game has to offer in a way. And in a way, I agree. For speedrunners, we usually recommend them when they start out to learn the Great Plateau, because you have to learn all speedrunning tricks that you have to do in the game on the Great Plateau. Shield clip, BLSS, etc. Small trick here: if you want to wake a Talus up early, you can actually shoot between their legs, or arms actually, I guess, and they will stand up early, which gives you enough time for them to basically do their stand-up animation, right? And then you can face your back to the rare ore. You should get a lot of double hits in and obliterate them like completely. So Great Plateau is great, nice pun, to get started, because you have to learn all of the speedrunning tricks there already, and it's usually our recommendation for new runners. Now, we are also lucky with the Great Plateau. We're lucky and unlucky. So we're unlucky because we have to do it in every single speedrun, right? Which makes it so that sometimes short new runs are not popular because people don't want to keep resetting on the Great Plateau. That's something we already have to do in any percent. But we are lucky because at least there's only a very, very brief cutscene at the start. Like a 1-minute cutscene where Zelda's like, open your eyes. You guys all know it. And then you get to skip the next cutscene, at least after you've played Breath of the Wild once on a given Switch profile. So that's nice. Resets are fast, but the plateau is still 15 minutes, and it can be an extremely common reset point. Most top runners hate the Great Plateau now for that reason. Me included. It's weird. I have like a love-hate relationship with it. Also, the wind here might make mid-airs pretty annoying. I have like a love-hate relationship with it, because it's kind of chill. Like, I like the vibe on the Great Plateau, but at the same time, it can get extremely annoying to get stuck there too much. Now, what could the tutorial section for Tears of the Kingdom look like? I have a pretty big hope that the tutorial section for Tears of the Kingdom might be a little bit more optional. Now, yes, the Great Plateau is great, but it was our introduction to this world, this Hyrule, and kind of giving us some context as to why we just woke up, etc. And then obviously also teaching us the main mechanics by giving us the runes early. I think there is a world where we don't get the runes in Tears of the Kingdom right away. Also, one thing real quick. Not runes, but the abilities in Tears of the Kingdom, we might not get them right away. And maybe they're actually hidden throughout the world, or you have to like get tears in order to get them. We have to unlock the power from our hands, which I think could be pretty cool. Would basically make progression much different, a little bit more like a Metroidvania. I'm gonna scam this guy real quick. For 500 rupees, which is great. So that might make for like a little bit of like a Hollow Knight Metroidvania progression. Obviously, no idea if that's actually going to be happening, but I think in general it makes sense to make the tutorial section a little bit more optional. A lot of players that will go into Tears of the Kingdom know the main mechanics of Breath of the Wild. They only need to learn the new things, like potential new abilities. Yes, there will be new players that play the game before they play Breath of the Wild, but that's exactly why I think a tutorial section could be optional. And yes, I will say it again, Elden Ring did exactly that. they basically added like this little cave at the start of the game where you can jump down, you learn all of the base controls, etc. But you can also skip it. You don't have to ever jump down there and can just go on and explore the world to your heart's content. As to where the tutorial section actually is, I think our best bet is that it's gonna be in the sky. I don't know the story for Tears of the Kingdom, but I think what we've seen from the very first teaser is the beginning of the game. We see a fully, like a full Master Sword in it, which really makes me think that this is before the Master Sword gets corrupted, obviously, by Ganondorf. This will be at the start of the game, in my opinion. That could be a cutscene. Maybe that's the sort of cutscene that you can later skip on second playthroughs. But on your first playthrough, you might have to watch it or something like that. Hopefully, because I hope there's no 7-minute unskippable cutscene at the beginning of the game. And then, likely, Sky Islands are appearing. Oh, that is actually huge. Double diamond. You take those. And then some of Hyrule, including the castle, probably starts flying, and we might end up in the sky with that green arm. Now, I don't think there's gonna be like no tutorial. The game has to give us like some guidance, but I think it would be really cool if we just like, let's say we open that big door from one of the previous trailers, and then we just skydive down to Hyrule, and then it's all up to us. We can immediately go where we want to go, figure out what's going on, what's happening, and maybe unlock new abilities and get like steered into certain directions heavily. But it's gonna be mainly up to us where we actually go. I think that could be extremely cool. I'm just briefly thinking where I should go. Actually, I do know of another rare Talos location that I guess I can quickly get. And maybe I should also go to the Bantha Tower, because it has a bunch of rare ore deposits around there. It will actually be faster for me at this point to probably just warp here. So yeah, let me know if you think the Great Plateau was that good, if the game peaked for you there. I've heard multiple people say that already, that they were kind of underwhelmed after exploring the Great Plateau with the rest of the game, because it already had like shown them how fun the game is. Not that the rest of the game wasn't fun, but that's what I keep hearing. And if you really want another tutorial section, if you like them in general, or if you wouldn't mind if it was just like, you wake up, now go. I think that could be pretty cool from a casual and obviously speedrunning perspective, especially because that would make it so that we can think of cool achievements to obtain quickly, let's say all tiers or like all armor, without always having to do the tutorial section of the game, which in Breath of the Wild's case is actually quite lengthy. Casually, the Great Plateau takes people hours, and even in speedruns, which it doesn't maybe sound like that much, but even the best plateau ever was still almost 13 minutes. Again, that doesn't necessarily sound like a lot, but if you're planning to do a speedrun that's like 20 minutes long, having more than half of it be the Great Plateau gets a bit boring. That's basically my point. Anyway, let me hop over to this Talus, and then what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna sell everything I have in my inventory that I can sell off recording, just to kind of take inventory of how much money we still need to buy the things that I need to get, like the house, to eventually get the Terrytown location, the fairy fountains, and so on. Now, I did mess that up a little bit, so I'm gonna have to climb this guy after he's done twisting and turning. And then the boulder breaker will do the rest. Beautiful, and that's gonna be it for today's episode of LinQ Plus. 55 days tomorrow, very nice number, until Tears of the Kingdom comes out. We got pretty lucky today. I got 3 diamonds, a bunch of gemstones, so I think it should be pretty close. Might have to do one more episode tomorrow of money farming, and then we get those final Korok seeds, but we are getting there. Thank you again for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.